Extraordinary, never-before-seen footage of South Australia's police force, dating back almost 7 decades, has been found gathering dust in a cupboard at the Police Academy. Keith Conlon took Commissioner Gary Burns on a trip down memory lane and discovered while much has changed, some things have stayed the same.
A 21st century inspection of South Australia's newest police recruits. Rewind 65 years and it's an eerily similar ceremony at the Theberton Police Barracks.
No sword, no pink helmet, but pretty similar.
This rare footage, recently rediscovered by the Police Museum, shows our constabulary of the day put through their paces. From the classroom, to Morse code, to fingerprinting techniques. It's a priceless record of South Australian police history dating back to the 1950s. These keen young coppers showing off their physical prowess would now be well into their 80s.
What actually struck me was that they still had audio-visual training way back in the 50s.
The tactics of his detective grandfather's era drawing amusement from the police commissioner.
Police group.
Still called that?
I don't think so.
And while other things have also changed... Now this, however...
people aren't normally that compliant.
Presumably you still have to remove an occasional disorderly man.
Yeah, I think we would talk a little bit longer before we did that.
Okay. Some tricks of the trade have endured the test of time. Now, did you ever learn to come along?
Yep, everyone learnt that.
Oh.
And it should still be something that people use. Gooseneck, we were taught that as well. And you tend to do as you're told when it's like that.
In the 50s, the old film reveals, police were also trained ambulance officers and firefighters, although the equipment left a lot to be desired.
But in those days, there was an expectation that police would be far more broad in the service delivery because the other services were still developing at that time as well. As
were the tools of the trade.
You know, in the 50s, probably the biggest technology that a police commissioner would have been thinking about was whether they were going to have an Olympus typewriter or an Imperial typewriter. And now we're talking about laptops, tablets, mobile fingerprint scanning, body-worn videos.
Film like that, images like these don't just happen. 11,000 hours of volunteer time goes in at the Police Historical Society and the Police Museum. Salvaging and digitising the collection now a top priority.
They get put in cupboards and get stored, and then you move the academy, for example, and suddenly lots of things that haven't been seen before come out again.
Policing has become a very complex business, and in those days it was far more simple.
Keith Conlon, 9 News.